So everything had to come down the great rivers. They were put on sailing ships in the Gulf. And if you know three-masted sail to safely get in and out of the Gulf of Mexico, you have to tack by this island and harbor to do it. So we happened to be, this island just happened to be at the perfect place at the perfect time for sailing ships. That's why I think it's the most important story of the tour. Actually, I think it's the most important story of Key West. Now, when I get to the end of this street, ahead of us you can see what looks like an old warehouse. Well, it was an ice house. It was Bill Singleton's ice house for his Shrek boats that were in the harbor. Today
Was
it's the
this houses
Public
just
Seafood
look
Company
like
restaurant
holiday
and bar.
homes? All houses
But
like
here
the
on the right, you
same.
get a good view of the harbor.
And
Everybody do me a favor. Look out on the harbor and take every boat out of the picture in your mind. Every pleasure craft, every yacht, every Coast Guard cutter, and replace it with a shrimp boat. 110 shrimp boats. Because until 1975, that's what was out there. The Concord Public Seafood Company ahead of us, they started turning that into a restaurant in 1985. In fact, it was a guy named Phil Heimer and myself. We were paid $1,500 cash each to design the kitchen in that restaurant. We did it in a half an hour over a six-pack of Heineken. It was the easiest $1,500 I ever made in my life. And I
this
did
is
not,
the street all the way downtown.
I did not declare that $1,500. So if you work for these, you work for the Internal Revenue, come and get
And
it.
we are in trolley. It's
Now, the
so fun
1886 fire
rides,
also
kind
burned
of.
down every tobacco warehouse downtown except the one that was owned by Big Bill Curry. And why didn't his burn? That's here
All
on the left corner.
shops
This
area.
happened to be the only one that was made of brick. Curry shut big
Shopping.
metal doors that used to hang
Not
there.
complex,
That
but
fire was brought under control.
You know the
Curry would have
downtown things.
$100,000 if the brown Cuban leaf tobacco locked away.
It's so much.
We own the cigar industry on this island
The
for about
Mauj
4
Masti, like
months.
fun,
I'm gonna let this truck go, and I'm coming up to stop number 3.
fun type place. I
Across
love
the street,
this.
it's closest to Sloppy
I
Joe's
love
Bar
it.
on the next block. Stop number 3.
All people are happy here. If you guys watch this carefully, you can see.
Anybody want to get out here? Anybody want to get on here? NAS? Where'd you get that at? Well, I know what it stands for. Okay. Okay. I'm just curious. I'm a curious guy. Why are you wiping things that I can stick with my life? There's another truck here on the right. I think one more. Now I can't get through here. Sorry about that, guys. Somebody's playing hard.
Yeah. Look at this environment. It's just like cool form of
The Wall Street is the longest street in
Fun.
the world. 4 blocks behind us is the Gulf of Mexico. 11 blocks ahead of us is the
enjoyment.
Atlantic Ocean. It's the only road you'll ever be on. You can walk from the Gulf to the Atlantic in 30 minutes. Or you can do something the locals call the Duval Crawl. Duval Crawl is walking the length of Duval Street and stopping at every single bar along the way for one beer. Just one beer at each bar.
You can see here that open electric car.
Now, the oldest house in Key West goes back to 1829. It's here on the right with the American and Bahama flag. It was the home of a record captain from the Bahamas named Francis Watlington. He and his wife raised 7 daughters in that home. I love the backyard. If you get a chance, it goes almost to the end of the block. You're not going to meet my wife, but this story is for her. Across the street on the left corner is the oldest non-Roman Catholic church in Florida. It's beautiful St. Paul's Episcopal Church. This church property goes back to 1832. I'm not a member, I am a heathen, but my wife very much is a member.
Thank you.
Father Larry is one of my poker buddies. I am the official chef of St. Paul's because my wife insists upon it, and I like doing it. If you get a chance, go inside Larry's church and look up. Because you'll notice the high vaulted
Restaurants
ceiling looks like an
operation
upside down ship. Here's that
Sunday to
church was
Wednesday
built by
2
ship's
a.m.,
carpenters.
Thursday
You
to
didn't have
Saturday
to
3
let them
a.m.
build the high vaulted ceiling, but
So
they did.
that means
Big boat
people on the
upside
street
down and
till that time.
Notice the stained glass covered on the outside with plexiglass to protect it from hurricane. And that brings me to my next stop.
Beautiful
This is stop 4, the La Concha
flower.
Hotel. This is the tallest building on the island, 7 stories. Massive. Stop 4.
Look at this car, golf car. It's very much popular here.
Sit back down. Alright, take care. South Carolina, watch yourself. Y'all take care. You too.
But this is coming fourth stop, right?
Yes.
Up
Next
there.
one we are getting.
There were 4 of them sitting in 4 seats. It made me look like I was busy. So I kind of liked it. I'm a big fan of Jimmy Buffett. I always have been. I remember him and
Yeah.
Coffee Butler playing for Chips
Okay.
out in Mallory Square. And Jimmy got a start here. For a big start. His original Margaritaville restaurant and bar is up here on the right-hand side. He owns this building and still
Are you
owns
okay?
it. Still comes back here at least once a year to play if he can. He was here 4 months
There you
ago
go.
for the Songwriters Festival. And, you know, I'm not saying this like they get paid to do it, but I gotta admit, I think they got the best cheeseburger on the island. They grind their own beef for that cheeseburger. Now, the tan structure on the right with 3 arches is called the St. Carlos Institute. Now, that is the rebuild, because that is where the worst fire in our history took place, in St. Carlos. That's where it started. We know now, we haven't known this very long, we've known it for 6 years. The worst fire in our history was not an accident, as we thought. 6 years ago, we were informed by archivists at the University of Madrid in Spain, our fire was intentionally set by agents of Spain. Why? Spain was sending the city of Key West and the cigar industry's a message about sending funds to Cuba to support the revolution. They wanted those funds stopped. The fire was not meant to be so destructive. The winds took this fire out of control. And like I said, we've only known this for the last 6 years. They used the San Carlos as a ground zero because that is where the cigar industry and the Cuban families had their big social center, and they still do. I love that building. The rebuild of the San Carlos is